Hi guys, so on my Azure grocery haul, I was asked if I could share my cupcake recipes, the ones that I mentioned in the grocery haul, where I was saying why I bought succonet. So I write all my recipes in little recipe cards, so I'm going to share with you guys the recipe cards so you can screenshot it and it'll be way easier to follow if you have the ingredients down like this. So here's the recipe card. Okay, and then here's the back. Screenshot it. So these are called chocolate collagen cupcakes. If you do not have collagen, you do not need to put it in the recipe. If you do not have succonet, you can replace it with coconut sugar or with just regular sugar or brown sugar. If you're not using freshly ground wheat, I would definitely use just regular flour. They won't be as flavorful because einkorn does have like a really delicious taste to it. So I really do recommend you freshly grinding your wheat berries. They're way more nutritional. It's way better for you. So if you do not, 2 cups of flour. If you have wheat berries, 192 grams of wheat berries. I use einkorn, but you could use any other wheat berry at 192 grams. So let's get started. So now I'm looking through my einkorn berries before I grind them, just to make sure I don't see anything or any debris. I don't want to damage my grain mill. So I always look through them, and I have the mock mill 100 and I absolutely love it. If I needed another grain mill, I would get another mock mill. I actually had a incident where I broke the top part. I don't know what it's called. And they sent me a new one with no questions asked. I've enjoyed this grain mill so much. It's given me great experience. I could easily dump up to 1,000 grams of grain in the top in the chute, and I've seen the Nutrimill, and it seems like you need to do it slowly, and it seems like there's more work while using that grain mill, because the part that the settings that you use to grind the grain are right at the top where you drop the grain, and that just seems overly complicated to me. Maybe it's not, but I've been very happy with my mock mill, and I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a grain mill that it's not super expensive, and that one had a great experience with customer service, and 2, that is easy to use and gives you really good results. So now I'm adding my succonet, and I'm adding half a cup of that. I enjoy using this sweetener when I'm making these cupcakes because I kind of use them as a breakfast, so it makes me feel better that I'm using succonet versus brown sugar or regular cane sugar, and it works really well in this recipe. Then I'm adding my chocolate chips, 1.5 cups. It doesn't matter what kind of chocolate chips you use. I've used all different kinds: semi-sweet, bittersweet, milk chocolate. They all work. Obviously, milk chocolate will make it sweeter. And now you're going to melt a stick of butter. And once your butter is ready, you're going to pour it into your cold ingredients. But for now, I'm going to add vanilla extract. And I'm actually not very happy with this vanilla extract. I added my own vanilla bean into the vanilla extract. The Azure order vanilla extract is like very watery. So I'm making my own now. And I'm mixing in the butter to the cold ingredients, but I'm mixing as I pour the butter in because I don't want it to clump up and become a stick of butter again. And since the ingredients are cold, it's going to make it become solid again. Then adding my 2 eggs to the mix, and I'm gonna mix. And I think that's the last of the ingredients that I need to add that are wet. And then I'm going to be adding the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and then that's when you get a nice thick batter, unless you add too much milk, which is exactly what happened to me. You can see I'm stopping to think right there, but I'm like, nah, I'm sure I added half a cup. That was not the case. I definitely added more. I added 1.5 cups of milk versus half a cup of milk. And it becomes very apparent to me that something is wrong when I'm like mixing, and I'm seeing that this batter is so watery, and I am trying to think back on my memory on what happened, and I'm like, oh wait, I think I added too much milk. And I'm like, no, what's going on? I'm like having hope, but yeah, I added too much milk. I just made a mistake. I added 1.5 cups of milk instead of half a cup of milk. I mixed up the 1.5 cups of chocolate chips with adding 1.5 cup of milk. So these are not going to be cupcakes anymore. I am going to make them into some sort of cake. So I'm gonna put it into a 9x6. You're gonna put this in cupcakes. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna get cupcake cup baking thing, and you're gonna put cupcake liner so it doesn't stick, and then you're gonna use a cookie scoop and scoop the cupcakes until you have cupcakes. Oh my goodness. So now that I'm making cake, I am buttering my 9 by, I don't even know honestly what size this is called. I think it's 9 by 10. My brain is not working apparently. And I'm gonna, make it look into a cake. And here I'm showing you the ingredient card. I was saying how the time varies. I've 17-18 minutes, and it totally depends on your oven. Not really what I wrote there. I would say check it at 17 minutes to see if your cupcakes are done. My cake was done baking like at 22 minutes. It just really depends. I don't know why when I first baked these cupcakes they were ready in 17 minutes, but then when I've continued baking them in the future it's been like 22, 23 minutes. So just check them at 17 just to be safe. And when a toothpick comes out clean, they're ready. And your cupcakes are done, and so is your cake if your toothpick comes out clean. So as you can see, we got a cake instead. Because I added more milk than I should have, I figured it was gonna dilute the sweetness of the succulent. So I added some milk chocolate chips on top, some powdered sugar so it could look more pretty, since I didn't expect to have cake instead of cupcakes. And I'll try it right now. So I'm trying the cake here and it was good. It's obviously going to be good. It's sugar, it's chocolate. But the next day, it was so delicious that we ate it with vanilla ice cream. It was so fudgy that I will definitely make it again this way. If you follow the recipe just like today, it'll come out really good. And you'll get 12 really nice big cupcakes. So try it out. I hope you enjoy it. And I enjoy sharing this with you guys even with my mistakes. All right. Bye, guys.